Pro-government parties become the big winners in the election, while pan-Democrats become the pure losers. Democratic Party licks its wounds from the Legislative Council election as Chairman Albert Ho resigned. The Hong Kong Legislative Council election dominates tonight's headlines.
Also making news, Planning Minister John Day is seeking investors to develop Elizabeth Quay. And Curtin University students demanded the campus to lower parking fees.
This is the Evening News.
Good evening. We begin the bulletin tonight with the Hong Kong Legislative Council elections as victory rests with the pro-government parties, while pan-Democrats suffer losses in the election. Correspondent Godden Choi joins us from Hong Kong with a summary of the results. Godden.
Thanks, Ivan. The Legislative Council election this year is the first time that one voter to cast two votes, one in the geographical constituency and another one in functional constituency. In Hong Kong Island, Civic Party team Chen Ka-long got more than 70,000 votes but failed to keep the Hanya Chen in the council. Other candidates elected, including Democratic Party Si Chung Kai, Sid Ho from the Labour Party, DAB's Christopher Chung, Jasper Sang, New People Party's Regina Yip, and Wong Kwok Ping from the Federation of Trade Union. He won the last seat with 27,000 votes. 5 seats of Kowloon West goes to DAB's Seow, Leung, People Power's Wong Yok Man, Civic Party Claudia Mo, Wong Pei Wan from the Democratic Party, and West Kowloon New Dynamic Leung Bei Fa. For Kowloon East, there are Chen Tam Lam from DAB, Moon Shi Wai of the Democratic Party, Civic Party Alan Leung, FTU's Wong Kwok Kin, and Independent Paul Se. To New Territories West, where Civic Party used the same strategy there, putting Kwok Kaki before Audrey Yu. The team got about 72,000 votes but unable to secure a seat for Audrey. Also getting seats here, as Mac from the FTU, People Power's Eva Chen, Michael Tian from the People's Party, Leung Che Chung, Tam Yu Chung, Chen Han Pan of the DAB. Leung Yu Chung of the Neighborhood and Workers' Service Center, and Labour Party's Lee Chak-yan. And to the NTEs, where 19 lists are competing for only 9 seats. LSD's Leung Kwok Ho, Emily Lau from the Democratic Party, People Power Raymond Chan, Labour Party Zhang Chiu Ho, DAB have 2 seats here with Elizabeth Quay and Chen Hai-ken. New Democrats Gary Fan, Civic Parties Ronnie Tong and James Tin from the Liberal Party. Finally, to the super seats, pan-Democrats gained 3 with Democratic Parties Albert Ho and James To, plus Frederick Fong from the ADPL. For the post-establishment camp, Starry Lee from DAB and Chen Yunhan from the FTU. That's all from me here in Hong Kong. Back to you in the Perth studio.
Thanks, Gordon. Hong Kong Democratic Party has suffered a huge loss on the elections as famous politicians in party failed to maintain their seats in different constituencies. Democratic Party's chairman Albert Ho has resigned as he takes full responsibility of defeat. Deputy Chairwoman Emily Lau will take over the leadership until the party's member conference in December, where they will decide who should be their new leader.
The anti-national education protest has made headlines in the international media as demonstrations spread across the globe. Meanwhile, in Australia, university students from Hong Kong gathered together in order to make their voice heard through protests and signings. Queenie Lee spoke to the representatives from Sydney.
The anti-national education protest has spread across the globe since the curriculum outline came out. Adrian Pang, a Hong Kong student from Sydney, gathered the students in Australia universities to stand against this scheme.
Government has started this national education scheme, which in it boasts about how good China is, but never talks about how bad China is at the same time. What we want is a national education subject that covers both of it. We want it to be objective instead to be subjective.
There is approximately 3,500 social media participants at the moment, and they have received 500 physical participant signatures from yesterday. Pang hopes that the Hong Kong government will respect their concerns and reconsider the scheme immediately. Queenie Lee, DHK News.
WA Planning Minister John Day is seeking hotel and property investors for the Elizabeth Quay project. DHK News understands the land sales will begin after the final design of the waterfront project is unveiled. The expression of interest will be closed on the 25th of October this year. State political journalist Kristian Dwyer reports.
The Western Australian state government put out a casting call to the hotel industry this week, announcing their intentions of building a premium hotel on the Perth shoreline, as it unveiled plans for the 12.7 hectare Elizabeth Quay site. The Minister for Planning, John Day, announced the blocks at the Barrack Square end of the site would be the first to be sold, and the state government have asked for expressions of interest by the end of October.
There has been a registration of interest process up until now, and there's been very strong interest shown, I understand, from both within Australia and also internationally.
This all comes amid leaked documents prior to the announcement of the state government's See the Bigger Picture campaign, which details a $1.5 million budget, one with the intention to get incumbent Premier Colin Barnett re-elected.
We've seen what these ads are. They're nothing more than a poorly written political advertising campaign, and $1.5 million could have gone into housing another 11 people with disabilities in accommodation support.
Elizabeth Quay is the centrepiece of an effort to revamp Perth by the state-run Metropolitan Redevelopment Agency and is set for completion in mid-2015. Kristian Dwyer, DHK News.
A consumer survey carried out by the Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Curtin University Business School has found the increasing cost of living lowered Western Australians' consuming confidence. While experts warned customer-facing services will take the hit, the opposition leader Mark McGowan continued to blame Premier Colin Barnett for the dramatic increase on utility prices.
Increasing concerns among West Australians have been raised after a report released by the Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Curtin Business School reported a significant drop in consumer confidence due to an increase in the cost of living. The report shows that only 18% of households expect an improvement in WA's economic conditions, reaching its lowest level since June 2009. Leader of the opposition, Mark McGowan, says that consumer uncertainty results from the cost of living pressures imposed in WA families.
When you have huge increases in the cost of electricity, gas and water, it affects people's confidence in the economy, it affects their confidence in spending.
He also suggests that this will not only impact in households but also in the retail market and jobs growth.
Experts are concerned that if the cost of living continues to rise, consumer-facing businesses will be significantly affected due to customers' reluctance to spend, causing a major impact in WA's economy.
Consumers are becoming more uncertain in this environment. They're obviously going to hold back the spending decisions, which is what the survey reveals.
This has also affected consumers' travel decisions and holidays destinations, as the survey reveals that 44% of West Australians are more willing to travel and spend overseas than to do it domestically. The level of global uncertainty is currently affecting households' budgets and causing them to be more conscious about their spending decisions. Alexandra, Mollo, DHK News.
Curtin University students are fed up with the price they pay for parking permits. The Curtin Student Guild has organised a rally today in the university demanding the campus to offer free student parking and scrap its plans to implement the pay-as-you-go policy. Timothy Seow has the details.
A protest was held today at Curtin University as students felt the need to voice out their unhappiness with the new pay-as-you-go policy implemented by the university. Leading the protest, Sam Cavallaro felt that parking in the university should be free instead of having to pay a fee.
And we want to fight it until we don't have to pay anything for parking, because I don't think that it's a privilege to come to university, it's a right.
Although the students argue that the cost of parking in the university should be free, the university feels that it would only result in heavier traffic problems and still supports the stand that it is a fair approach for the pay-as-you-go policy. In an interview with Stephen Harvey, the Executive Director of Properties at Curtin University, he stressed that reducing the cost of the parking fee to zero will only result in further traffic chaos. Mr. Harvey states that the university is doing its part in being consistent with what the state government requires of a designated activity centre.
Is that it's totally consistent with what the state government, Department of Planning, require us to do. Bentley is a designated activity centre, and as such there's a cap on our parking, and there's a requirement by the state that there is a link between the cost of public transport and our parking costs. So we are simply implementing what the state government requires us to do.
The university is also working with the Department of Transport to make improvements to the dissatisfactory in public transportation. Mr. Harvey also foresees the cost of parking going down for the majority. Timothy Seow, DHK News.
Our main news again, the pro-government party have won a majority of 43 out of 70 seats in the Legislative Council elections, with the Pan Democrats together won 27 seats in total. The biggest pro-government party is DAB, who won 13 seats. On the other hand, the Democratic Party and Civic Party have won 12 seats combined together. And that's how the world looks tonight.
Thanks for being with us. Good evening.
Good night.